In today's video, we're going to use the power of the 3DEXPERIENCE platform to check our files history as well as compare different versions or revisions of our files to each other. To do so, I'm going to navigate to the Collaborative Lifecycle application. This app will allow me to see the file's history, and what file am I looking for? I can go ahead and search for whatever I'm looking for. In this case, maybe I'll use the wireless router file that I have here. I can see that there are multiple wireless routers. A way that I can filter between these is by using some of my 6W tags. So maybe I'll say just the files that are owned by me. I can see here's my wireless router, and just by dragging it and dropping it into my collaborative lifecycle, I can see the file's history. So I can see that we have revision B1 down to A1. If I had any other changes in there, I'd be able to see those here. And if I wanted to compare between versions of these, I can use the compare tool right here. So by pressing compare structure, this will allow me to compare any two files I want. And in this case, I'll do revision A and revision B of the wireless router assembly. I can see that I have revision B on the left. I can open any other content or a filter. I'm going to ultimately choose a revision of this wireless router. I'll choose the other revision, which is going to be revision A, or if I had multiple, I can choose whichever ones I want. I'm even going to swap these two, so I have A on the left and B on the right. I'll go ahead and I can press compare. And from here, I can see what has changed in the properties and what has changed visibly by looking at the two revisions overlaid in this 3D view window here. So at a glance, I see all of this information comparing revision A to revision B. This is super powerful because for people who design products and want to compare the major and minor revisions, there's never been a really clear, easy way to see all of this information in one spot until now. This is super simple to do. All we did was just search for our file, drop it into our app, and we were able to press compare to see the differences here. So let's go ahead and dive into each section and see what this compare tool has to offer. Starting up top at the Structure tab, we can compare the structure of these top-level assemblies between A1 and B1. These are all of the files that are being referenced by the top-level assembly. We can see what has changed from A1 to B1, and if we filter out the identical files, it'll show us only what has changed. So we can see that these three files have changed from A1 to either B1 or B2. If we wanted to see what changed in their properties or physically, we can look down here in the next section. Looking at all of the properties that I have tracked, I can see the revision has changed, the creation modification dates have both changed, the maturity state has changed. You can filter to only show the differences if you have a lot of properties. And lastly, I can see this 3D view. So I can see the left is in orange and the right is in blue. So how I portrayed that earlier, revision A is on my left in orange and revision B is on the right in blue. So beforehand, I had this router, and you can see directly from the browser in orange, before I just had a top sheet, and now in blue, I can see that in revision B, we've replaced this top face, and I can see that there's a little bit of a logo going on right here. So before I didn't have that logo, now visually, I can see that a logo has been added to the top of my wireless router here. So the combination of the Collaborative Lifecycle app and the Compare app work hand in hand to show you the history of the file as well as what has changed detail by detail. So this has been using the Innovia Compare app inside of the 3DEXPERIENCE platform. If you like this video, please be sure to check out our YouTube channel.